Welcome back to the Fans Perspective. I am Double A Ron.
Westicles.
Juice
Hydros.
box. Sorry. Rubber bulge.
Hydros is joining us,
I apologize.
so we're
Hydros interruptus.
keeping it.
Yes.
We're going on. We are going to talk about whatever we feel like today.
Bullshit.
Yeah, we're just going to bullshit around today. I guess we could give you a couple of clips of news real quick. Spider-Man has been announced.
Yeah.
The actor.
As Tom, last name forgotten.
Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland.
British.
Holland. There we go.
Been in very little stuff. He's basically an unknown.
I've not seen anything he's been in. I don't have a fucking clue.
Yeah.
I haven't looked him up, so I don't know if I've seen him in anything. I don't recognize the name, so there's
Basically
that.
unknown, but way better in my opinion than Asa Butterface.
All right,
Not bad.
I'll go with that. Why not?
I haven't really liked that guy in anything. He just didn't look like Spider-Man to me.
Yeah,
that's
I mean, I'm really disappointed because I like the guy that was from Amazing.
I liked Andrew,
Andrew Garfield.
Garfield.
He was a great Parker.
Fantastic Spider-Man. A lot of people shat on his performance as both, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He was a great Parker, and I still say that his performance
Well,
as Spider-Man is more the
way
writing.
better than
The
first
writing
one.
in Amazing.
Well, I
was
think
better.
that the reason that people shat on his performance was because all we have to go on as far as cinematic is Maguire, and really he did pretty damn good in 1 and 2. He was
Yeah.
terrible in 3, but 3 was just terrible.
I agree, yeah. But I actually thought Andrew Garfield was better than Tobey Maguire completely.
I did
Yeah,
too.
but how many people look at source material? Not a whole lot of people. A lot of people just go off of like, well, this movie's Peter Parker was this, and he's not that. And it's like, well,
And
Garfield
after-
was actually more true to Peter Parker
Yeah.
than.
By a lot.
Maguire
You can
was.
only do so much with the shitty script. Or shitty
Well, that was just for 3 though,
That's
because
just
1 and 2
yeah.
were great.
I'm just
Because
saying, as
1
far
and
as,
2 of both
you know,
both
right.
series were really good. in my
Are we?
opinion.
Well, we're not even gonna get it. Are we even gonna get a 3?
No.
Yeah,
No.
we don't
No,
even
we're
get to
getting a
see
reboot.
3.
They're rebooting it with.
You do.
So
Tom
tired of
Holland.
reboots.
Or
Can you
Tom
fucking
Holland.
give me Carnage
Fuck our reboot.
or a good Venom before you fucking
Carnage.
reboot, man?
Right?
Oh,
I'm just glad that
wow.
X-Men isn't rebooting before they give me Apocalypse, like they seem
Right.
to in
Yes.
every single other thing I've
Yes.
ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Right.
But though we're getting a new generation of mutants for it. Sansa
fine.
Stark is playing Jean Grey. I'm excited.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
I think she'll do good. She looks the part.
That just means hopefully
Are
she'll
we-
finally die in something.
Are we getting Kelsey Grammer?
Well, we'll get to see her die like 6 times.
Yeah.
So no worries.
As
there.
long as she stays in the.
But if she's Jean Grey, she's just gonna come back.
I know, but
Yes,
I get the
Phoenix.
satisfaction of seeing her die.
It's still exciting.
all I
like
want.
Sansa Stark still.
I
so
hate her.
Whatever.
I hope she dies.
Are we getting Kelsey Grammer?
No. Joffrey could have been dead so much like before if she would have just shut the fuck up.
Pushed his ass off that
Okay?
plane.
She could have pushed him off the thing. She could have done so much to kill him. She could have let Arya kill him. So much could have been prevented. But no, she's a dumb bitch. She deserves to die. That's my personal take, and that's the last we're going to talk about Game of Thrones on this podcast.
Yeah, because we'll get started and we won't
Yeah.
stop.
But
and to answer Hydros' question, no, I really doubt we're getting Kelsey Grammer back.
which is
No matter
unfortunate.
how much I want Kelsey Grammer to be Beast.
Damn good beast.
he was.
Fucking perfect.
Actually,
One
as
of the
it
few
turns
things
out,
that-
the perfect beast.
Yeah. One of the few things that turned out perfect out of X3.
Anybody else just could kind of like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love First Class and I really like Days of Future Past. But
Oh,
like
yeah.
after getting Kelsey Grammer as Beast in the third one, then going to that young dude, I'm like,
I like him.
I
but-
just kind of sitting there like, sit down, little boy. There's a much better actor out there, and you need
Well,
to fuck
that
up.
little
Well, 'cause-
tease where they bring
Yeah,
Kelsey
in
Grammer
Days of
back
Future
again.
Past. he
Yeah,
even
but that's the
voices it
last
for
time
that-
we're gonna
yeah.
see him.
Well, Kelsey
Right.
Grammer.
That's what I'm saying. It's a fucking tease.
Right.
Kelsey Grammer was the beast that we
Mature
recognized.
beast.
He was the beast we recognized from
The 90s
the
cartoon.
90s cartoon series, and
Yeah.
that was exactly
And that's
how
what
Beast
Beast
was.
is in the comics.
Well,
and that's why
see,
he's
actually, that's
perfect.
actually why I think we like as many of the characters as we like. I think that's why Wolverine is universally loved. Not only as a character because, well, he's fucking Wolverine, but for us, for people our age, he is as close to as we're going to get. Like, he's almost spot on as far as the Wolverine from there,
Yeah.
just deeper as a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because it's silver screen and you got to have a deeper character in the
Yeah.
silver screen. But he's like when he goes feral, that's as close as we're gonna get to the '90s cartoon.
Yeah, right.
Same thing that I think is the same deal with Beast. It's as close as we are gonna get.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, and Kelsey Grammer was just, again, for for your performance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fantastic
absolutely.
stuff.
Well,
Oh, they did also announce we are getting young Nightcrawler.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's exciting.
Nightcrawler.
Only,
Beat it, Jack.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then in the Michael Jackson Beat It jacket.
Well, while we're on the topic of X-Men, they're rumored that the storyline for the third Wolverine movie is going to be Old Man Logan.
I would love to see Old Man Logan, but they don't have the rights to make
Right.
Old Man Logan.
Right.
Well, not
even
only do they
remotely
not-
I
close
would
to the
rather
source.
see. Honestly, I'd rather see him go more in depth with kind of do a prequel and go more in depth with Weapon X. You know, with
I feel like they've beaten Weapon
they-
X to
yeah,
death now.
They've done
Think
it.
so?
Well,
Like the only thing they
X-Men
could do, would be to expand upon the beginning of Wolverine, X-Men Origins Wolverine, when he is actually in, the
Well, we
Weapon
all
X
know,
program.
though.
Like I'm not talking about during the Weapon X program. I'm talking about all the missions he
task
did for
force.
Stryker.
The task
That's the
force.
only thing they could do to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Because all we got was a quick montage. If they did something along
Yeah.
the lines of showing us when he was working closely with like Deadpool, Sabretooth, and shit,
Well,
then fine. But we
You're
don't.
already gonna get more, Weapon X stuff with the Deadpool movie.
Right.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are.
So
well, what I meant by that is I'd like to see him go more in depth with the Weapon X that we know.
Such as
like with Maverick.
Yeah.
Maverick would have been really cool to see, but we didn't see Maverick.
Well, the thing about that
Technically,
is,
we did, didn't we? Hold
Who
on.
was it?
Because the not Asian guy.
I
Hold on.
thought Will.i.am played.
No,
No, that
he
wasn't
was
Maverick.
right.
That was
No, he was
yeah.
right.
Was
That is
the
right.
Asian dude supposed to be Maverick?
I think so. And
Or did they call him
Maverick's gone by
Zero?
multiple names.
Yeah.
I believe Maverick is Zero.
Yeah, I
That
believe so.
Sucks.
I need to check that.
I hate the plot of that movie.
Just
even
like, goddamn it.
I did.
I don't
I
care.
know he's gone
I
by
love,
several
I
names,
love
I don't remember.
Origins Wolverine. Y'all can suck
Yes,
a ball
yes.
sack on that. I
Maverick
think it's
is
great.
Agent Zero. That's actually
Yeah.
in comics.
Yeah, I know. I just.
Jeff
didn't
has
know
this
that damn-
disappoint. Jeff has this look on his face like he's just heard that the next.
Someone
X-Men
shat
movie
my
is
cereal.
Yeah,
I mean-
Someone shat in the series.
Someone shat
Like,
my
he
fucking
really
cereal.
does.
yeah, that kind of sucks. A
It
little
really
bit.
does.
Not that he was a bad character, that guy.
They just didn't do anything with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't do a lot of things with a lot of characters.
No, they didn't.
There's a lot of background that they missed completely with
Yeah.
all of those characters,
And a
except for
lot of,
Wolverine because we already know it.
and
Yeah,
then
but-
just a lot of Deadpool. Ugh.
I don't know. I mean, if they did decide to go with like an old man Logan-ish type thing, it could just be Logan as an old man and everyone else is dead. I
Yeah.
mean, they could easily do it.
Well,
that
that'd
way.
be one hell of a movie. I mean,
Right.
we've already gotten every movie that's been titled Wolverine is a lot of him just fucking talking to himself anyway.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Yeah.
they
and
could
slashing
easily.
shit.
I mean, if they really wanted to do old man Logan, they could do it that way.
Or they could just, sign over the rights a little bit for one movie. One movie, that's all we ask.
We already got it. Spider-Man.
There would have to be so much compromise between Disney and
No,
Fox.
we didn't get it between Fox.
Well, that
and
is Sony. Yeah.
Fox and Disney would have to reach so many compromises.
Oh, yes,
because
they fucking
if
would.
if Disney did that, then Disney's going to be like, okay, well, we want Wolverine for Avengers, and we also want Doctor Doom as a villain, and we want this and that.
Wolverine's not really
You
going to be an
know,
option
right.
for Avengers because
Yeah.
they won't. Hugh Jackman's only signed on to like 2 more, if that.
Well,
And he's done. He said he's
well,
done.
he said he's
Even if
done.
it wasn't Hugh Jackman, just the character Wolverine himself.
Yeah.
But like you said, we'll never
That
get
is
that.
too okay, but the thing about that is that is too big a shoes to fill in that little a time.
True.
Exactly.
Because
You
especially
don't
if they
measure
do it to where Hugh Jackman is still doing Wolverine, and we don't get Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in the Marvel MCU. I mean, the MCU, then
We just have
that
people
would just be
like
so
Quicksilver.
much shitstorm.
Yeah.
I don't think
Fan
it'll work.
backlash would be stupid. First of
What?
all, second of all, it wouldn't work because we wouldn't believe that was Wolverine.
Yeah, it'll
Not
work
at all.
Work with Quicksilver because he's not a real popular character.
Yeah, but Wolverine,
Wolverine.
is. You don't get a lot more than Wolverine is.
I don't think you do.
Or
Maybe like Batman.
I don't know. If they found a guy who could do it well,
I'm talking about in just strictly Marvel. You don't get more popular than Wolverine. That's it.
if they could find a guy who could do it well, I think it'd be okay. Because I mean, look how many fucking Batmans we went through.
Yeah, we've gone through a number of Batman.
Look how many actors we went through who played Batman.
And I get that.
No,
That
I'm not
would have
saying-
Wolverine
Okay,
bringing up
but
the joint
that's the
for
thing. That's
several
something.
years.
That is just something that we as fans, and this is for all movies, anything that's going to continue, we all know that that's just the nature of the beast. Eventually, we're going to see somebody else play that character
Mhm.
Yeah.
because Why? Because these movies have been proven, especially now, that they can make a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
So eventually,
And actors
Robert
get
Downey
old.
Jr. will not be Iron Man. Eventually, these characters will not be them anymore. Chris Hemsworth won't be Thor.
Chris Evans won't be.
Yeah,
Captain.
Chris
That's
Evans won't
actually
be Captain.
still my prospective event for Civil War.
Right, I'll assume. But I'm just saying that eventually we won't see these guys. Eventually Hugh Jackman's going to get too old to play Wolverine. You can't look the same,
Right.
because he's not fucking Wolverine unless there's something we've missed.
Right?
But yeah, I mean, that's just, the unfortunate nature of the beast. And I say unfortunate because it's unfortunate for us. It's a relative term because we know Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. 10 years from now, maybe they don't know Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. They start a whole new franchise.
We will
10
know.
years from now, we're going to be like, it's not fucking Hugh Jackman. Who gives a shit?
He was good, but he's not Hugh Jackman.
But
good.
my case in point, the Joker.
Yeah.
It's not
We've
Jack
had
Nicholson. I don't fucking care.
We've had this discussion way too many times on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Well, I'm just saying, and then Ledger came along.
Yeah.
People, people younger than us, and people older than us were like, "Fuck that! It's not Jack."
But
We
also,
walked into it. Us people our age, we walked into it like, let's give it a shot, and he fucking knocked it out of the park.
yeah, I'll say that's also proof positive of the ability to cast
Right.
better than what we remember.
Right. But us, 10 years from now, we will be sour. And I'm not even saying it'll be 10 years from now. But
Yeah.
let's just say it's for argument's sake, 10 years from now, we will be sour when they, like, new Wolverine. We're going to be like, fuck you. Like, you're not
Yeah.
It's
going to
going to be Andrew Garfield, new Wolverine.
Do you remember who the original casting was supposed to be for Wolverine?
No, I don't
It
remember.
was the fucking villain from Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that guy.
I know. I'm just like, that would have been fucking terrible. I'm so glad we didn't get
I,
that.
Right.
I can't even look at Mission Impossible 2
Dude, Ray Scott.
favorably.
Yeah. What are you going to do? But anyway,
Yeah.
that is just, that's something that I personally am not looking forward to because these characters have been so well done by everybody who's playing them.
Yeah.
Except for Storm.
Halle
Berry has
What do
done
you
a
do?
decent job.
Storm was going to be one of those that's hard to cast.
Okay, but here's the
because-
thing with
I just
Storm.
think she was written very poorly for the character she was playing. Also, Halle Berry's not the greatest actor.
Yeah,
Well,
that-
but here's
that's
the
the
thing
beat-
about
that's the
Storm, in
problem
my
with-
opinion. In my opinion, here, the thing about Storm is that you have to delve into her character for anybody to play that role well.
Yeah.
She
In
has
my-
no backstory.
Because
Yeah,
it's
she's
either
got
that,
none. She's
it's
a
either
side character at
yeah,
best.
it's
She's
either
the
you
main
give the
X-Men.
backstory and make Storm the character she's supposed to be, or she's just some bitch who controls West.
Storm is
That's it.
essentially the de facto second in command for the entirety of the X-Men.
Should be the
Until
first in
she-
command.
Well, should be, since Cyclops is worthless.
Yeah,
But
worthless. As a
basically,
leader, he's
and
just
she
awful.
does take over.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
eventually.
She is now. She's leading
Yeah.
Wolverine's team.
That's the thing, and that's
Yeah.
one of my disappointments with every X-Men movie so far. She's extremely undercooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, but even then, I think that even Halle Berry could have done a better job because she
If
would
she'd
have
been
had
written into an
she would have had
actual
a
story.
character, not just look at Storm. She was a thief when I found her. Like that was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's all they showed.
Yeah.
They didn't go into depth with any of the stuff with the Shadow King.
No,
or
nothing
any of
like
stuff,
that.
you
But
know?
and that's
Nada.
so.
Although the rumor, and actually she is cast in Apocalypse, Storm is cast,
Mhm.
and the rumor is that we're going to get Mohawk Storm,
Yeah.
which that'd be fun.
Why not?
Mohawk Storm was a badass.
And we've already gotten long hair and dyke spikes, so Mohawk's the only thing coming back. Like that's it's the only one that's left to be checked off the list.
Yeah.
But there's a lot like. Do you think? Here's something that I've always wondered. Do you think that original costumes would have worked?
I think they would have.
I think in the right,
you mean like the
in the
yellow
right
spandex
kind of
Wolverine?
movie.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
talking about like blue spandex, Cyclops, yellow
With the
spandex.
yellow-
Oh, it would have been
I think it
fun.
would have been fun.
I think it would have been good if they would have
It
done the
wouldn't-
Cyclops costume without the head cover. You know?
Yeah.
Do it from the 90s cartoon where there was none of that fucking
Well, that's what I
stupid thing.
meant. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
90s cartoon.
Like the
I'm not talking
X-Men
about
illusion
like where it's like the dude looks like a bald.
Although, I would not have mind seeing Halle Berry in Storm's old costume. Not the
That would
not
have
the
been kind of
90s.
fun, yeah.
Not the 90s costume, but the old.
The very
fucking-
revealing, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That would have been nice.
No, very, very old.
What I was thinking though is, I think yes, the old costumes could have worked, but not in the context of how the team was used in the movies.
Yeah, 'cause
because
they were more
in
so.
X-Men
No,
1
I
and
mean
2
just on the silver screen at
Oh,
all.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You think
If
so?
Well, I
they
would
were a
rather
well-known
see-
and established team in a world.
Maybe.
If they were a well-known and established team, why the fuck not be that flat,
Well, when
those
they were trying to
flashy,
stay
awesome
at high.
costumes?
But I would rather have seen, like, at least with Wolverine, I'd rather have seen the brown costume instead of the
brown and yellow.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
brown would have made more
Yeah.
sense.
Instead of the
No,
yellow,
No,
black,
I
and
would have
blue.
loved
Yeah.
the fucking yellow.
There was
one
so
with the
much
black
colors:
stripes.
yellow,
It just
black,
makes me
blue,
happy.
red. There was so much
He's
in
had
that
a lot of
costume.
outfits.
I would have
on
rather
that.
have seen
I
like
like
the
that brown
brown
costume.
tannish costume. I think
Yeah.
I would have liked it.
I like
better.
his X-Force costume, that like black and
Yeah, the
blue.
black
Oh
and blue.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Well, black
good.
and like it's like a bluish gray. Like
Yeah.
it's a weird color,
it's weird.
but it is a cool looking costume. Except for that headpiece, man. Like that. Kinda weird.
Yeah, I mean that's fucking.
I
dumb.
love the piece. I'm not even gonna lie.
I don't
Makes
know.
it
The
look
thing,
pretty
this
fierce.
like things look too big to me. Like they're just
he
so
looks like a
flashy.
fucking beast.
He does.
Oh, I heard a
Looks
rumor.
like he has horns.
I heard a
It's weird.
rumor too that in the comics, and you might have heard this too, Juice Box. X-23 is going to be
That's
take
not
over
even
the
a
mantle.
rumor. That's
It's
fact.
Is it?
confirmed.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
it's
Yeah, she's
confirmed.
got the two claws.
yeah, I seen like
That's
a picture
fact,
and I'm
yeah.
like,
X-23 is the new
I
Wolverine.
would much rather her take up the mantle than
Her-
anyone else.
She makes more sense than any other person in the entire Marvel
Yeah.
universe. To take
His
up
son's
that
a
mantle.
fucking prick.
Dakin? Fuck
Yeah.
Dakin.
Dakin's douchebag.
She is gotta be like one of the only
And,
good
like-
products of Evolution.
And yeah, X-23
Yeah,
is actually a
X-23 was-
really. I liked Evolution, but
yeah, I
we've
do
been over
too.
that
I don't know what
before.
you're talking
It's-
about.
it got
Not that it
stupid
ended
towards
well.
the
Not that it ended
Yeah, it
well.
got
I
done
just
towards
think
the
it
end.
was a good show.
Well, let's face it, hardly any X-Men cartoons end well. I mean,
Well,
look at
They
Wolverine
never
and
do.
the X-Men.
They never
The
do.
No,
thing
they
is,
don't.
they ended it with like a teaser of the Phoenix and all that, and then it was just like, go fuck
Look
yourself.
at Wolverine and
Pretty
the
much.
X-Men. They ended that with Age of Apocalypse,
Yeah.
and then it's been canceled.
Yeah.
Fuck
It's almost
you.
the same thing with the '90s cartoon, though.
Almost,
Right.
but it managed to keep that show going.
Barely.
Man,
Yeah.
that show went for.
It went for about 5 or 6 seasons,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
You guys notice the fuck up that First Class had? You were talking about First Class earlier.
What fuck up? I'm intrigued.
That Charles got shot. He was paralyzed at the end of First Class, right?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Then X-Men Origins Wolverine, before that movie was made, showed Charles as an adult walking.
Yeah,
Well,
but it
they
also
did
showed
X3
Cyclops
too.
as a kid.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
but
No,
They-
no, no. There's some timeline fuck uppery between all 6 of the X-Men movies they've released.
Yeah.
There is timeline fuckery, and they have not executed it very well.
The thing about that is that read an X-Men comic, there's timeline fuckery.
Yeah, there is, and
Everywhere.
that's part of it.
Right.
That is part of it. So, and
I
then with
just
Days of
noticed
Future
that.
Past, they kind of just hit the big reset button.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
really did just smash
So,
a reset.
I'm okay with that,
They,
though.
just, they
But
hit
when
the
you-
easy button.
I loved that they erased, X3. Like, I was
Completely.
Like,
The events of X1 and X2 are still canon, but
there.
But not
Yeah.
really, because
no,
the
X1
only
and X2 can be considered at least partly
the
canon,
only person who remembers it is Wolverine. That
Yeah.
shit
Yeah.
never happened.
but X-Men 3 is abolished. No,
Yeah.
but we
You
have
still have these.
Yeah,
and,
but Jean Grey is Phoenix. Color of her hair, she didn't have that colored hair till she became Phoenix.
But that doesn't mean that it happened the way it did.
Yeah.
Also, no, that's true. But the events at least run somewhat parallel.
Not, I mean, maybe, but
the similar results.
Yeah, and Beast is at. It's the same characters. Rogue and Wolverine still have the bond. Iceman, Rogue still dating. Like the
Can-
events are
can
very
we-
parallel.
Can we talk
If
about
not
how
the same.
Parallel is
Rogue
it,
was in
though.
the movies?
I won't call her bad. I will just call it disappointing compared to the fact that I wanted adult Rogue. I think they should have
Instead of
used
Anna.
Kitty Pryde
Yeah.
instead of
well,
Rogue.
the big problem with the way
From
they
the
did
start.
Rogue
Yeah.
is they didn't have the rights to use anything related to Carol Danvers, which is where she got her super strength.
Yeah, which made it really weird that that's what they left out.
Yeah, because they left out all her
Right.
powers besides, the
The tough.
but that was the
Yeah.
one she was born with.
I
So
know.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
in my opinion, they did the best workaround they could,
And they
considering
did
they
okay.
couldn't
Yeah, I don't even
use.
think it
What
was.
was
horrible.
Anna-
I won't call it botched because I think that Anna Paquin
Was
and
she
how she was
really-
written was actually pretty appropriate to that age of
And
Rogue.
it's one of the only things we've seen her in that we don't see her boobs.
True.
So
That is fair.
I mean,
I am disappointed only in the fact that we did not get badass Rogue. I wish
Yeah,
she
right.
had been a character, a side character. Even I wish she'd been where Storm was, and Storm had taken more of a forefront, and that instead of Rogue, they had used Kitty Pryde as the stepping
Well,
stone.
and then when they
That just makes the most
I mean,
sense.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
Kitty-
Wolverine and Kitty Pryde are do have that practically father-daughter relationship.
And then they gave her like dick to do when they
Yeah.
added her in. Like
Kitty?
She
Yeah.
spent all of Days of Future Past just
Doing
fucking
that.
holding his head.
Yeah.
And they even, they
See,
even
the thing
made
about
good
that, the
casting
thing that
because
pisses me
Ellen
off
Page
about
is
that is
great.
that they didn't explain why she could do that.
Yeah, I know,
They
right?
didn't
That
explain
was
shit.
silly. In the,
Oh,
well,
the
in the
time
book,
travel?
yeah,
And all of a
exactly.
sudden just-
In
Yeah,
the book,
they didn't
that
explain any
was
of
not
that.
even her that did it.
No.
I mean, she was central. She was the one being sent back.
I know, but I'm just saying that it's
Yeah.
weird that they didn't even explain how her
No,
powers,
that's just apparently
how
something.
her power,
I guess you
power
could
set could
almost
even
see
do
it
that.
as an
Phase
evolution.
through
She
time.
can phase through space. Why not time?
That's
eventually.
Yeah,
So it makes
Well,
sense. No, it really makes sense to me that she'd be
almost
able to do it,
is
but they
sensible,
didn't.
but-
But for the regular like fan, what the fuck? Like
All of a sudden, time travel.
Like in X3, she's just running through walls and flipping off Juggernaut as she runs through.
Yeah.
But then in fucking Days of Future Past, she's sending Logan back in time. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
It's a whole
And she
time
didn't send him back in time. She only sent his consciousness back in time.
Right.
Yeah.
But and then it's just like, and you know, they didn't even say that they did it in tandem with Charles. No, fucking the most powerful goddamn telepath in the world is sitting right there, and he's like, I can't do anything. And it's like, what the fuck? What do you mean you can't do
Yeah,
anything?
But yet, then he was able to contact this kind of stuff.
No. That one, it makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total
That
sense.
No,
That
it makes
makes
sense,
sense.
yes, but it doesn't make sense why he couldn't help send Wolverine back in the first fucking place.
No,
would-
I just find it weird that they didn't say that he helped. They just said that
Yeah.
she did it.
Right.
Because, like, they showed, you know, her doing it with Bishop at
Yeah.
the beginning of the movie, and it was
Right.
like, I was sitting in the movie theater like, what the fuck did she just do?
Yeah.
I already knew that they were going to use her in place of who was it that sent her back in the book? I don't remember
I don't
what her
know.
name was, or what her
Yeah.
name is.
I don't know.
I know, if I remember right, she was dating Franklin Richards in the books. I can't remember anyway, but yeah, she sent them back. And I got that they were using Kitty Pryde as a replacement for her character since they were sending Wolverine back.
No, I get it. I totally get
No,
it.
I went
think
into the
it's-
theater knowing.
I'm just saying that, like, I'm as good of a comic book fan as I am. I could deduce, okay,
Yeah.
they're doing that,
Yeah.
they're doing that. But for the regular fan who doesn't know shit about that,
It's like,
Well,
Yeah.
They should have explained how.
Yeah, they
she
didn't
was
They
able to
explain
do it.
dick.
explain who half the new characters were. I mean, like I knew who they were.
Yeah,
and
even
fucking
comic fan did.
Magneto was useless.
Yeah, and then they
I wouldn't
Bishop,
say
you know, had
useless,
one
even a
badass
nice
scene, but they didn't
fucking
tell you who he
move.
was. They didn't tell you who Blink was. They didn't tell you who Sunspot
Yeah,
was.
Warpath
Yeah.
and Sunspot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
Bishop.
didn't.
Oh, here's just
They
some
didn't
more
explain
random
any of it.
douchebag mutants.
They
Yeah.
didn't tell you that Warpath had powers. He's just a guy with fucking knives. You know?
He didn't
They,
even
they
use
showed,
them.
they showed off his far sight that he can do, where he can just see things at a just
But his
crazy
strength, they
distance.
didn't even hint
distance.
Yeah.
No, and he was the only one of them that did not kill a fucking Sentinel.
Well, the problem with that too is like they've, other than X 1, 2, and 3, they've treated all the X-Men movies that kind of came after that kind of as their own standalone, except for like Days of Future Past. It kind of linked in with
Yeah.
First Class, but still, at its core, it was still its own standalone movie.
In a way, yeah.
You know, if they would have actually tried to link the stories together, like Disney has done with the Marvel
Yeah.
Cinema Universe, it would have worked
The
out.
thing about that is that Marvel / Disney and Marvel Studios are the only people who've had the foresight to put together a universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Like they were only people who looked at it and like, okay, the comics have a universe. Why the hell can't we?
I mean, now
Yeah.
now Fox is starting to try to look at that because
Starting
after
to.
Starting,
Apocalypse,
it's too late. It's too late.
well, after Apocalypse,
Well,
they're
no,
rebooting the X-Men series.
I wouldn't call it too late. They're going to go a long way.
You had something to do. You had something to say.
Yeah, I was just. I lost my train of thought. I'll come back to it.
Okay. Well, see, but that's the thing. They're starting to, but the characters that we know, aka Jackman,
Yeah.
Yeah.
too fucking old now.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. That's why I don't think it's too late. It just sucks for the fact that the characters we know can't go through this shared universe.
Yeah.
They're hitting a reboot button on it all.
Which I kind
And
of like that in a
it's
way.
it's gotta happen.
You do?
I'm kind of happy because
For the
now it
fact that-
can be a universe.
You know, this goes to what I was about to say. Anyway, they spent so much time introducing new characters and new mutants instead of developing the ones they had.
Yeah,
That I hope with the reset they'll learn from that,
me
and
too.
they'll develop the ones they have.
Well,
and
see,
slowly
but the
introduce
thing about that is that the Marvel universe, in a comic realm, has the same fucking problem.
Yeah.
They just added
Yeah.
like it was like 70s. It started in the 70s and it ended kind of in the 90s, where it was just this Russian boom of these so many fucking characters
Yeah.
with no real backstory, no real fucking depth to speak of. They were just there to be there. Like, they were fixing problems by just adding new people.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, oh,
X-Men's
this,
had that problem
like,
for a long time.
oh
It took
shit,
a while to
we
straighten
ran
it out.
into too powerful of a fucking villain. Now what are we gonna do? Oh, let's just add a new character and we'll build him later. Like,
Yeah.
so some dude flies in, lowers a big fucking boom, and wins. As everybody's like, oh, you must be a good guy. Like,
The good news, though, is out of that boom, we got some really good characters in the end.
now
In the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's now 2015, and like,
Yeah.
you know, people are just now starting to realize that these characters are, well, characters and not just fixes to Marvel's fuck ups.
Yeah.
You know, and they did the same fucking thing in the goddamn movies. They did
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah,
They did.
They just added all these characters, like the people that they should have added, you know, people that would have drawn money and the people know they used, like Nightcrawler. Why the fuck was he in one movie?
Yeah, I know.
One movie
Yeah,
they
I know.
put Nightcrawler.
The one thing I'll say for them for their use of Nightcrawler.
What they used
is
Azazel.
No. Well, yeah, later on. No, what I will say for Nightcrawler is he was at least somewhat deepened as a character.
but I'm
within
saying
his one movie.
he's such a popular character.
He should
why
have
only
been a part
use
of
him in
using
one?
him.
He should have been a part of the
He
team.
got more character development in 10 minutes than,
Yeah,
then-
3 fucking minutes.
Exactly.
Well, let's face it. The team that they had for the first, 3 X-Men movies was garbage. I mean, you had Cyclops and Jean, you had Storm and Wolverine, but where was Gambit? You know?
I wanted Gambit too.
Where
I know.
was we've already talked about it. They couldn't use the Rogue we wanted, but
I
Rogue
would
would have
have
been nice.
loved that.
See, the
More
thing
I
about
just,
that,
I just
Morph would have been cool.
Iceman
you know
was
the
in
thing
it,
about
yeah.
that? The first
Yeah, but
movie is so, like, weird as far as the team is concerned, too, because
They
the
basically
X-Men
used
are-
the 90s cartoon.
they
team.
said that the X-Men was established. Why did they only have 3 fucking members?
Right.
They didn't
Yeah.
have 3 members when they were first established.
Exactly.
When they were first established, it was like
5, I
a
think.
9 or something.
5.
It was 5.
Yeah, it was a 5, and it wasn't even 5.
And then it built up more.
And it was
after
only
that.
4 when Logan finally joined. It was just Storm, Cyclops, and Jean
Yeah.
in the first movie.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
it. Storm, Cyclops, Jean Grey. That was
That's
it
it,
until
yeah.
Wolverine came into the fold.
Yeah,
that
the
was
rest
it.
were still students.
Yeah, just young ass students. Where was Beast?
Yeah. They should have gone with
Well,
that.
the weird
He's
part about that
Angel!
is if you watch one of the movies,
Angel
they,
didn't come
they
until
show
3.
Hank McCoy on a TV.
Yeah, they do in the first movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Or they mention him in the first movie, show him in a newscast in the second
I
movie.
thought he was at the beginning of
Yeah.
the movie. I thought he was at that big conference they were all at. I thought
I'm pretty
Hank
sure he
McCoy
was
was
only
there.
name dropped in the
Oh.
first one.
Yeah, and then they show him in the second.
On
They
the
showed
newscast
Kitty in
on the
the first one.
background.
And
So briefly.
Yeah,
Yeah, just very
I would
briefly
say
as a little
very
girl.
briefly you saw Shadowcat.
yeah, but not till the third one do we get Ellen
Well, that's
Page.
like you got
The
Jubilee
second.
in like
Third.
3 different movies.
She was in the
played by
second.
3 different
She was in the
actors.
second, but we didn't get Kitty
Yeah,
Pryde.
She
until-
was?
Yeah, she was in the second. Remember? Because
They
I
attacked,
don't
they
think
shot it.
Yes, but I don't think it was Ellen Page at the time. They didn't develop
They didn't
Shadow.
bring her
No,
until
of course
the
it wasn't
third
Ellen Page.
movie.
I'm talking about.
But you're
we're just
right.
talking
No, I
about
remember what you're talking about.
her
'cause
in
she did go
particular.
through. Sorry,
She
I
had
actually
that
kind of
developed
forgot.
She
about
runs
that.
out of all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they really fucked, like, because there were so
It was
many
weird.
mutants that they could have used that they just flat out did.
yeah,
Yeah.
But that first movie's team was so weird. Okay, you're taking on Magneto, and they already know Magneto. The team already knew who he was.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, so you're telling me that for a couple of years now you've been fighting the Brotherhood with 3 of you?
Right?
Seriously? How are you not all dead?
Especially with
Yeah,
Sabretooth. I mean, fuck.
Sabretooth. And-
Nobody could hold their own with Sabretooth in those
Yeah,
movies.
Brotherhood.
Yeah,
The
of those
Brotherhood
3,
had more team members than the X-Men.
Yeah.
Well, and yet somehow they managed to take Sabretooth out, at least temporarily.
Oh no, she.
Well,
they
okay,
can
an
take
optic
Sabretooth
blast,
out.
an optic blast from Scott Summers to anybody almost is
Yeah.
taking him out for a little bit.
Or a lightning strike from
Yeah.
Storm. You're
I
still
mean,
gonna be
you know,
able to.
that's but the thing about the crazy thing about all that is like if you really think about it from a comic fan perspective, how are they alive? Because Magneto himself could rip those 3 apart.
Yeah.
That's it. The only person he doesn't care about killing is Charles. So why Magneto has allowed them to live up to that
No,
point
because
with
they're
just the 3 of
mutants.
them?
No. And that's in the books. That's part of
Yeah,
his
I know,
character.
but they've been foiling his plans this entire time. Eventually,
Oh, it takes a lot to get Magneto to a point where he'll kill a mutant.
I know, but the fact that they're still just there Like the fact that he's let them remain a threat and a viable threat, apparently, because even they say, like, we've been, chasing him around for years or some shit, like foiling the Brotherhood plans for years. Really? How?
Yeah.
What tactical assault team did you use? Did Jean Grey do all the fucking work? Because Storm was useless in those fucking movies. Completely useless.
Pretty much.
She killed
Yeah.
Toad.
No, she's useless. Completely fucking useless.
That was kind of. Sorry.
I don't know
Actually.
how, like, all she did, she didn't even kill him. She just lightning struck. That was it.
Yeah.
I mean,
In a horrible
she alluded
line.
to it.
No, it's not alluded. Nothing is ever
Toad's
alluded to
not
death
dead.
in those
Well, I
those
just wanna know
movies or anything.
What happened to Sabretooth and Toad between 1 and 2? They just
Exactly,
never
they're
show
just
up
gone.
again.
Yeah, that was something I thought.
It's like, yeah, they just got knocked, out the back.
The only thing I can think of is imprisonment.
Toad, I
Yeah.
don't give a shit about, but Sabretooth, we could have used Sabretooth back.
Yeah.
They should have brought Sabretooth back. I don't
If
know
they
why they
would-
didn't.
They did a lot of
I'd love
mistakes
to
in these
see
movies.
another
Yeah, they
Sabretooth.
did.
Yeah,
And
Sabretooth
as
back.
much as I like both the character of Juggernaut and the actor Vinnie Jones, what the
Didn't
hell?
work. It didn't work.
That is such a
No.
stupid casting.
See,
we got a great internet video out of it.
Yeah, my thing about it is...
No, the video.
the video came first.
Okay,
He used the
sorry.
line because of
Sorry.
the popularity of the...
Yeah.
But the thing about me is, like, why did they put that stupid chest piece on him? Vinnie
I
Jones is
know.
a big guy.
Yeah, he's
He could have gotten
Yeah.
just ripped for the movie. Why'd you put the stupid ass chest piece on the guy? You already made him tall by those stupid fucking
Yeah, and then they,
cement boots or
they
whatever the fuck
ignored the brotherly aspect
I
of
know, right?
Xavier
Him and Char- yeah.
Juggernaut.
they are. Yeah. Even though Juggernaut has tried to kill Charles a couple of times.
Well, yeah, Kane does not have the same savior complex that
Yeah.
Xavier does.
Well, I'm just saying he's tried to kill Charles.
yeah.
He doesn't
And
have.
He would.
He doesn't even have the same respect for him that Magneto does. He just
Oh,
wants
hell
him
no.
dead.
Hell no. And if Juggernaut ever
Weird.
killed him, Magneto would rip him apart.
Yeah. But there's so much shit that they didn't do with X-Men that they could have
Yeah.
done, and I hope that they rectify.
Me too.
I don't know if they will, but I hope they do.
Right.
That's why I'm okay with reboot.
I'm not.
They've done so much. Yeah, even though they've done so much
Well,
right,
let me rephrase
they've
that.
still done so
I'm
much
okay
wrong.
with reboot. I just hate that it's too late for them to use the actors that
And that
are
I
there
agree with.
because they're so good, especially Jackman,
Yeah.
and they're gonna have to find somebody who can even come close. Which I don't honestly. In the pool of actors there are now, I don't see it.
I
But-
don't know. I don't see one yet.
It'll be very hard
But
to do.
for all I know, somebody will floor me,
Who
and
knows?
I hope, but I
Someone
doubt
will
it.
come along and.
Well, it's like we said, and we've talked about this before too. It's like because when they do it, and we go to see that movie, we're gonna walk in there with no expectations at all.
Yeah.
With that, and it'll be
See, the
Kinda
thing
like
about
Heath
that is
Ledger,
though,
I mean,
because
probably.
I asked myself that question. I've asked Westicles as well. Do you think it's because we had no expectations, or would Heath Ledger have knocked it out of the park if we went in there with the highest of expectations?
I think
Because
he would've-
he would have just knocked it out.
I think he would have
He
anyway.
knocked
But
it out anyway, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think he would have anyway.
Now, I will say that as a whole, maybe not from us, but as a whole, his performance would not be so as well recognized if he didn't die right after the fucking movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
He wouldn't. He deserved the award for, in my opinion, for best supporting actor, but he wouldn't have gotten it if he didn't die.
Right, what I'm saying, he wouldn't have gotten the recognition he got for that if he wouldn't have died. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate, but he wouldn't
Which
have.
makes me mad, but that's another subject.
Well, it makes
entirely.
me mad too, but it's just it is what it is. And I said that doesn't count for us. We all loved his performance, as far as I know. We all loved his
Yeah.
performance,
Yeah, he
and
was a great Joker.
we recognize it for what it was. However, the Academy and most of the people who say, "Oh my God, he was the best Joker ever," I'm going to say at least a good 40% of those people only believe that because he died.
Yeah,
That might be, yeah.
and that's why I have to argue it a lot of the times because it's because of that. Most people only believe it because he died.
Right, he died, so why not?
I believe
you know?
it because he deserved it.
Well,
no,
I
he
would-
did. He deserved.
He was a great Joker for that storyline.
Yeah.
But that's all that matters if
Yeah.
you're telling that storyline.
Yeah, he was a
Because-
great Joker for that storyline.
I think he was a perfect Joker, regardless of storyline.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I think he could have been a little. He could have played campy even, if he needed to for another storyline. That Joker was just the perfect dark, mature Joker
But we'll
we
never,
were needing.
we'll never know because
we won't,
he
I know.
fucking died.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll never.
It's
I
sad.
don't know if we'll ever get that campy
Probably never
Joker
again.
on screen.
Never again.
I actually kind of hope Jared Leto pulls off some campiness.
I don't know if he
I
will
love
though.
it.
I think they're going to go more
Give him the
psychopath.
acid flower.
I
Give him
think
the
so,
acid
too.
Flower,
I think they're
please.
going to do some more of like, and not even in the sense that Ledger was. I think they're just going to go more along the lines of just fucking deranged psychopath with Leto.
Oh, they need to go deranged psychopath, but
No, I mean just
Give him a
completely. I
love
think
of
they're gonna go him.
campiness.
I think they're gonna go just over the top. That's my fear. Anyway,
in my
They're just
opinion,
gonna
they
go-
need to strike. They should strike a middle ground between Nicholson, which was straight campy,
Yeah,
and Joker, which was straight dark psychopath.
Yeah.
and Joker.
Or, I meant Ledger. Sorry. And Joker, yeah, because that's the line.
Of
that
Nicholson,
Joker
who was
always
Joker,
walks.
and Joker, who was Joker. I hope they get a Joker out of all that.
Yeah,
You're
But it
stupid
is. It's
sometimes.
tough.
I
It's tough. I mean, because unless you can balance that perfectly, the campy and the psychopath,
yeah.
you're never going to get a Joker that.
They have a guy that
Everyone's
can
gonna-
do it. They have a
think-
guy.
Yeah.
Let
He's
him
just
pull it
no.
off.
He's just only done it via voice acting.
Yeah.
Alright.
The dude's a real actor.
Oh, you're talking about Hamill?
Put him on screen.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know. He might be too old. For
He's
that
too
now.
old now.
Nah, fuck Dad. He's not too old. It's the beauty of Hollywood. Old people can be young, and young people can be old.
Tell that to Han Solo. Sorry.
Dude, that dude broke his ankle and still was like, "Fuck this. We got to film this scene."
Yeah, he did.
That
I
dude
understand
is as
that.
young as they
That's
fucking
fucking
come.
badass.
He's a bad.
That's Harrison Ford for you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you actually hear? This is random off. This is nothing to do with anything comics. Dave Grohl, lead singer of the Foo Fighters, recently broke his fucking leg on a show and then called the doctor to the stage while he kept performing.
Yeah.
He had a cast
Yeah,
put
he
on
cut the set a
mid-show.
little short when he finished the show.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome. That
Yeah.
random side note, but still
That's,
badass.
badass shit.
Yeah.
I want to see Dave Grohl
In a comic movie?
in a comic movie.
I just love Dave Grohl. I don't know if he can bring any of the musical badassery that he has to comic
Why
acting,
not? There
but
are
I think
musical
he can do
villains.
it.
There are musical villains.
Yeah, why not?
Even so, he's done some.
He can be
pretty
the
bad
Pied
things.
fucking
Yeah,
Piper
he's
for
done-
all I care.
Yeah, he's done some brief acting too.
Oh yeah, he's been in movies. Well, he was the devil in Tenacious D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In every time they've ever used a devil.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I want him to be Mephisto or anything.
I'm saying Jared Leto can't be the only musician who goes actor.
Right. So what character would you like to see the most show up in
Like-
an X-Men movie? Like in age. Somebody that we don't know is coming.
Yeah, because my answer would be Nightcrawler.
Yeah, Nightcrawler.
But most, actually, they confirmed one of the other ones I'd most like to see, Psylocke. They've already confirmed her.
Yeah, Psylocke. I mean, they did it when they announced Age of Apocalypse for me. I've wanted Apocalypse since
Period, yeah.
since they said X-Men was going to be on the silver screen. I was like, Apocalypse, please? Can you not
Yeah.
ruin my life?
Yeah.
But
I like Sinister.
me too. Actually, that is the number
I think
one.
that is my
Mi-
number
Mr.
one
Sinister.
for Apocalypse.
I
Yeah.
want to see Mr. Sinister.
I think I want to see.
Well,
him
especially since Apocalypse. It is Apocalypse. I mean, and
I'm
Sinister's
hoping.
always.
I'm hoping.
hand in hand.
I'm hoping that Sinister is not one of the four horsemen, but I hope he's his like right hand man.
Me too.
That'd be good.
That'd be fucking
Because also it would establish Sinister in the fucking movies.
Actually,
Right.
they could also use that as the stepping stone for further backstory into Havoc and Cyclops' abilities.
right.
Yeah.
Because that is one of the people responsible for their development.
Yeah, is
He's
Sinister.
done so much against the Summers brothers. And,
He's got kind of a vendetta, like
oh yeah, they have vendettas
Yeah.
against each other because of their history.
right.
I think they already
I would
said.
love to see that because, A,
Yeah.
Havoc's already been in the movies.
Yeah,
And if you count it, Cyclops even briefly showed up in non-canonical Origins Wolverine.
yeah.
You know what really sucks though is one of my favorite mutants from First Class. They killed that dude Darwin.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Darwin
Like,
was cool.
He was cool, man.
He was cool.
His powers were awesome, and then he dies. And
I wonder if they're gonna bring back Kevin Bacon ever.
I doubt it, but still. I had so much, even though he was not the same fucking Sebastian
Yeah,
Shaw,
Sebastian Shaw.
that I would have expected to get. He was great. I loved Kevin Bacon. He hammed it up a little, and that wasn't a bad thing. He was still the maniacal,
Bacon.
dictatorish character that Shaw is.
See, that's always the thing for me when I hear about castings is like, how are they gonna incorporate their own little quirky acting? Because every actor
Yeah.
has their thing
Yep.
that they add,
True.
and it's just like whenever I see a casting, I'm like, I wonder how they're gonna incorporate their style into this character. Like when Tobey Maguire got announced, I was like, that guy is
I
Peter
honestly looked
Parker.
at him and I'm
Like,
like, wow, he's a dorky motherfucker. He
Yeah.
could probably play Peter Parker pretty well.
I mean, but I didn't know. I was like, because I'd only seen him in so much.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
hell,
was,
the only movie I could think of before Spider-Man was Pleasantville.
Yeah. I like
mean,
Pleasantville.
I did too. I loved the
Pleasantville
movie.
Good
was
movie.
It was a great movie. But yeah, that was the only thing I could really
Yeah,
think
same
of him
here.
being in.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like,
Before Spider-Man,
Yeah.
I can't think of much. After
I remember in Spider-Man. I remember in Spider-Man when they, because I'm a wrestling fan as well. I remember when they said that they were going to have Macho Man. Randy
yes,
Savage.
Yeah.
I know,
When
right?
they announced that,
Bonesaw.
I was like, what is Macho Man gonna do? And
What
then,
was-
but then they did the wrestling.
What was
like,
the line?
Exactly what he should have.
Yeah,
What was the line?
Bonesaw.
I've got you for 15 minutes of playtime.
Yeah.
I love it.
Bonesaw is ready. Yeah, it's stupid, but it was awesome for me anyway because it was a nice little throwback.
It was.
It was
Rest
really
in peace,
cool.
Macho Man.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah.
But fun stuff. I love this podcast.
Anyone else have an answer though?
For the
Sinister
yeah.
for me.
Sinister for me.
I think they
Was
might
it
have already-
consensual there?
Has
I
Emma
think they-
Frost been from before?
Emma Frost
Emma
has
Frost
been
has
in.
already been in the first two of the rebooted series. So.
I think they might
She
have
was in
already
first.
said-
January Jones will probably come
Wait,
back, but I
Miss-
don't know that.
Emma Frost was in.
First Class
She was in-
and
and Origins.
no, she wasn't.
in Days of
Past
Future.
at all. Actually, now that I
No,
think about it.
she
No,
was
she
in
was
X-Men
dead.
Origins, but she wasn't
Yeah.
in Days of
They've
Future.
actually said that the character in X-Men Origins is a completely different character.
Yes, they
Yeah,
did
which
for
is
some
stupid,
fucking
but
stupid
whatever.
reason. But anyway, she was in First Class.
Yeah, well, obviously.
She was
Yeah.
honestly, she was predominantly for fun.
Yeah.
I think
She
they
was
might
the
have
second
already
hand.
And
said.
I like the actress they got to play.
Yeah.
January Jones. Yeah, she's good. I like her. She
No, I-
played the Ice Queen fine.
I think they might have already said she's going to be in Apocalypse, but I'm
I
not
want
sure.
them
I
to
don't
do a
remember
deeper.
if
I want
they
them to do a deeper.
Well, I was
storyline
talking
with
about
Frost.
Jubilee.
I like her.
Because Emma
Oh.
Frost.
Oh,
has,
Jubilee's confirmed too.
Is she? See, I couldn't
Yes,
remember.
she
if
is.
she
She's got the.
That actually, she got the first set photo. It's the '90s cartoon
Yeah, so
outfit
she's
and
got the
everything.
yellow trench coat.
Which
It's
is
awesome.
Which is awesome. And Jubilee,
Those
man,
dumbass fucking pink shades.
I
yeah.
know.
You know, but that's the thing too. Like in the
The
comics,
Bret Hart
Jubilee.
Yeah, Bret Hart shades.
In the
Miss Fireworks.
comics, Jubilee is so much more of a badass than that cartoon
True.
ever might be.
But the thing about the
Now she
cartoon
doesn't have
is that
powers, though.
No,
the
she
thing
got
about the
Fucking
cartoon,
vampire now.
the thing about
Fucking
the
vampire?
yeah,
Yeah.
in the
I did
comics,
not
yeah.
know that.
In the cartoon though, like she was like extremely young.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Like she was like 14, 15 in the fucking
Yeah.
90s show. So I was completely okay. She wasn't useless, so
Nah.
to speak. But
well, even though I'll
powers-
admit her powers are, though she is a badass eventually,
eventually,
she still does not have the most primo powers.
no. But what I'm saying is that until she hooks up with Charles, her powers are so underdeveloped that it's
Yeah.
not even funny.
Yeah.
When she's fully realized, she's a viable member of the team.
yeah,
Mhm.
In the 90s show, like, only a couple years went by in the 90s show.
Yeah.
That's the thing to think
Yeah.
about. There was, what, I think, 8 or 9 seasons? No, there was only 6 seasons, I think, of the 90s TV show.
I think
Yeah.
you're
And
right, yeah.
only about 3 years, I think, went by in that show.
technically,
If you don't count all the fucking...
I know.
But I think that in the timeline they started with, I think only like 3 years went by.
Yeah.
So she's
Yeah.
just now like 18.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of time.
And she did get a little more powerful as the show went on.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, I mean, just, so Emma Frost has been in, though. But
Yes.
Sinister, for me, that's really the only
Still
character,
Sinister.
or that's at least the number one character I want.
Sinister would be really good because, and like I said, it would do a lot to set up future X-Men movies.
I would be remiss if I didn't say I wanted a new and better Juggernaut, though. That's always been one of my
Yeah.
favorite
Me too.
characters.
Me too.
Always liked the Jug.
I would like to see X-23 or
Yeah.
Phantom X.
Or who?
Phantom X.
Oh hell, yeah. Phantom X
Yes.
is awesome.
He's
I
so
did not
fun.
realize how much I liked him until I read the newer Uncanny X-Force series.
He's like
He's
a
this like
French
French
cyborg
master
slash
of
mutant
skills.
slash
He's
whatever.
kind of fun. And he's got this like this biomechanical ship in his head.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And he can fly around in it, and he's got clones of himself. He has a female clone of himself now.
He's
Phantom
weird.
X
But
is
he's
cool.
romantically linked with his own clone.
That is so
I
weird.
think he also had a threesome with his own clone and Psylocke.
That sounds accurate.
That's weird.
Phantom X is a cool character though. I really like Phantom X.
He's a whole new meaning to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we're going to end on that note.
Really? Has it been long enough?
Whole new meaning to go fuck yourself.
All right.
And yes, it has been. That is going to be this edition of The Fan's Perspective.
Random X-Men bullshit.
I am Double A Ron.
I'm Westicles.
I'm waiting for him to say it first. I fucking
Juice
love
box.
it. Hydros.
And Uber Bulge.
Later, bitches.